Traveling is more than just changing places. It is an immersion in new worlds, cultures, and experiences that transform who we are. And there's something incredibly liberating about discovering that you don't have to be a millionaire to have these adventures. Times have changed, and with them, the ways of exploring the world. With a little research and planning, destinations once considered unattainable are now within everyone's reach. The desire to get lost in unknown streets, to taste exotic dishes, and to see stunning landscapes for a price that fits your budget has never been so palpable. The world is full of places that offer much more than you expect. Around every corner, there are countries full of surprises, where the low cost of living turns into an opportunity to explore intelligently. Imagine walking through historic cities, diving in crystal-clear seas, or enjoying a delicious meal for a fraction of what you'd pay in more popular destinations. This is the new spirit of traveling. Spending less, experiencing more, and above all, feeling part of something bigger without the financial pressure. The magic of traveling cheap isn't just in the prices, but in the stories we collect along the way. In each destination, we meet people, hear their stories, and connect with their cultures. These often simple experiences become eternal memories, and the most surprising thing is that they can be accessible to everyone. Today, traveling cheap means living more intensely, discovering what really matters in each place: the people, the culture, and the simplicity of a life lived to the fullest. And that's just the beginning. With each new destination, with each new experience, you realize that the real value of a trip is not in the money spent, but in the memories you take home. So get ready, because in the next few minutes we're going to explore one's countries that offer not only affordable prices, but also unforgettable adventures. It's time to start this journey and discover how surprisingly cheap the world can be. Traveling cheap is much more than finding ticket promotions or discounts on accommodation. There are invisible factors that we often don't notice, but that make all the difference. Currency fluctuation, for example, is a powerful ally. When your country's currency has a good value compared to your destination's local currency, everything magically seems more affordable. It's as if your savings are suddenly worth more, allowing you to enjoy a trip that would otherwise be much more expensive. The secret is knowing how to take advantage of this moment, because with the exchange rate in your favor, everything becomes possible. Furthermore, the emergence of new low-cost air routes has completely changed the game. Cities that once seemed far away are now just a few hours away, and at prices that often cost less than a night in a hotel. These low-cost airlines give you the chance to explore new destinations without breaking the bank. And best of all, with a little planning, you can maximize the value of every penny. Imagine flying to an exotic place, knowing that you paid a fraction of what it would cost in times past. But it's not just the exchange rate and airline tickets that make these trips easier. The cost of living in many countries is naturally low, which means that your daily expenses, such as food, transport, and even tourist attractions, end up being incredibly affordable. There are countries where you can have a full meal for less than the cost of a coffee in other parts of the world. And these meals aren't just cheap. They are delicious, rich in local culture, and full of tradition. It's the perfect combination: quality, flavor, and economy. Valuable tips also arise when we think about local exchange rates. Learning to use local currencies, taking advantage of services and purchases directly from residents, and avoiding the most expensive tourist areas are small attitudes that can transform a trip. After all, traveling cheap doesn't mean giving up anything. It means being smart enough to make the most of every opportunity. And so, you discover that the world is full of countries where you can live great adventures without having to worry about the bill at the end of the day. Indonesia is that destination that seems like something out of a dream. With its more than 8,000 islands, it offers a mosaic of experiences that please the most economical traveler to the most demanding adventurer. Bali, the most famous island, is just the beginning. Its landscapes are breathtaking: white sand beaches, majestic volcanoes, and ancient temples that seem to have been frozen in time. But best of all, Indonesia manages to offer all this natural beauty without weighing down your pocket. Affordable accommodation and delicious local meals make this place a paradise for those looking for adventure without breaking the bank. Indonesian cuisine is a spectacle in itself. Imagine enjoying a traditional dish of nasi goreng or satay for a price you wouldn't believe possible. Each meal is an explosion of flavors, and the most incredible thing is that these delicacies can be found both in simple restaurants and in charming street food stalls. It's easy to get lost among the aromas and vibrant colors of local markets, where for low prices you can taste the true taste of Indonesia. Eating well and cheaply has never been easier than in a country where culinary culture is so accessible. Accommodation is also one of the great advantages for those who decide to explore Indonesia. There are options for all types of travelers, from backpackers looking for simple hostels to those who want a little more comfort, but without spending too much. The charm of small inns and guest houses in Bali, for example, is undeniable. You'll often find yourself staying in places with spectacular views, lush gardens, and friendly service, all for a fraction of what you'd pay in other tourist destinations around the world. In addition to the landscapes and culture, Indonesia is a destination where many activities are free or extremely cheap. Hiking on volcanic trails, visiting ancient temples, and even strolling along paradisiacal beaches do not require large investments. For diving lovers, the archipelago offers opportunities to explore the seabed at surprisingly affordable prices. If there is a place where adventure and economy go hand in hand, it is Indonesia. Vietnam is a country where the ancient and the modern coexist in fascinating harmony. As you walk through the streets of Hanoi or Ho Chi Minh City, you feel the contrast between the rich cultural heritage and the vibrant energy of cities that never stop. Colonial buildings, traditional markets, and ancient temples coexist with modern skyscrapers and chaotic traffic, which somehow organizes itself at its own pace. But, in addition to this fusion of past and present, Vietnam enchants for the incredibly affordable price it offers travelers. Here, every penny adds up, allowing you to dive deep into the country's history and culture. Vietnamese cuisine is another reason why this country stands out among budget destinations. On the busy streets, you can find delicious dishes like pho and banh mi for prices so low they seem unreal. Eating at street stalls is an experience in itself, and besides being cheap, you will be tasting the true essence of Vietnam. The aroma of fresh herbs and spices will guide you through the alleys as you try dishes that combine simplicity and flavor in every bite. And the best part, these unforgettable flavors are accessible for any budget. But Vietnam isn't just about big cities and affordable cuisine. The country offers natural landscapes that leave any traveler speechless. The beaches with clear waters, the endless rice fields, and the imposing mountains create breathtaking scenery. And all of this can be explored on a modest budget. Whether strolling the rice terraces in Sapa or relaxing on the beaches of Ha Long Bay, you'll be amazed at how much you can live and explore in Vietnam without spending a fortune. It is a country where nature reveals itself generously, and for a price that few destinations can match. In addition to natural wonders, Vietnam's historical heritage offers a unique immersion. The streets and monuments bring to light stories of resistance and transformation. Visiting the War Museum or the Cu Chi Tunnels is a history lesson that goes far beyond the books, and these experiences are often cheap or even free. In Vietnam, the value of each experience is far beyond the money spent. It lies in the depth of the stories you will take home. Bulgaria is a destination that surprises any traveler looking for something beyond the traditional European itineraries. This country, often overshadowed by its more famous neighbors, holds priceless treasures in its culture, history, and, of course, unbeatable prices. The capital, Sofia, is a captivating mix of Soviet architecture and medieval relics, with Orthodox churches and Roman ruins around every corner. And the most charming? Exploring Bulgaria doesn't require a hefty budget. As it is less popular with tourists, costs are incredibly low, making this destination a rare gem for those who want to save money and live authentic experiences. The city of Sofia is a perfect starting point for this adventure. With affordable accommodation and local restaurants offering rich and diverse cuisine at fair prices, the Bulgarian capital provides intense cultural immersion. You can walk historic streets, visit fascinating museums, and even relax in public parks for almost nothing. The feeling is of being in a little explored Europe, where the ancient and the modern mix harmoniously, all within reach of any budget. Bulgaria also offers natural wonders that are not far behind its European competitors. The Rila and Pirin Mountains are a paradise for hikers, with stunning views that can be explored practically for free. Furthermore, the Black Sea coastline offers calm, sunny beaches, many of which are still unknown to mass tourists. The cost of a trip along the Bulgarian coast is surprisingly low, and it is possible to stay in charming seaside villages for prices that would be the envy of any other European destination. And if culture and nature weren't already enough reasons to visit Bulgaria, there's also the historical factor. Ancient cities like Plovdiv are true open-air museums. Walking through its cobblestone streets is like going back in time without having to shell out large sums of money. Bulgaria is the perfect destination for those who want to discover the essence of Europe without the high cost of the more touristy routes, and every step through its cities is an invitation to discover what this hidden gem has to offer. Guatemala is the kind of destination that feels like it was created for free-spirited adventurers. With its rich Mayan heritage and stunning natural landscapes, this country offers a mix of history and nature that goes far beyond what you imagine, especially when you're on a budget. The imposing Tikal, one of the largest Mayan cities in the world, stands majestically in the middle of the jungle, inviting visitors to explore its ancient ruins. And best of all, the cost to visit and marvel at this grandeur is surprisingly affordable, turning Guatemala into a paradise for curious travelers looking for something authentic and exciting. Lake Atitlan is another Guatemalan treasure, surrounded by picturesque villages and towering volcanoes. The view is breathtaking, and the atmosphere is peaceful, almost mystical. What makes this experience even more special is the fact that, with little money, you can enjoy one of the most beautiful places in the world. Staying in villages around the lake, trying local cuisine, and even hiking through volcanoes are accessible activities for all types of travelers. It's an invitation to slow down and reconnect with nature without worrying about the costs. Guatemalan cuisine, as in other Central American countries, is simple, tasty, and incredibly cheap. Traditional dishes, such as pepián and tortillas, are served with generosity and affection, at prices you almost wouldn't believe. Tasting these authentic flavors at local markets or small family-run restaurants is one of the best ways to immerse yourself in Guatemalan culture. And besides being cheap, it is an experience that nourishes the body and soul, bringing you closer to the essence of the country. For the more adventurous, Guatemala offers volcanic trails that challenge limits and reward with spectacular views. Climbing the Pacaya volcano, for example, is an exciting and accessible adventure that provides an unforgettable experience seeing lava flowing up close. And the most interesting thing? All of this can be done for a much lower cost than what you would pay in other ecotourism destinations. Guatemala is, without a doubt, a country where nature and adventure meet, and the price makes the trip even more irresistible. The Philippines is a true tropical paradise, with more than 7,000 islands spread across the Pacific. And, surprisingly, it is one of the most accessible destinations for those who want to experience paradisiacal beaches, crystal-clear waters, and a rich culture without spending a lot. The archipelago offers a setting of breathtaking natural beauty, and places like El Nido and Palawan are proof that you can experience movie-worthy moments without having to break the bank. The Philippines is the ideal destination for those who want to enjoy the best of tropical beaches, with prices that will make any traveler smile with relief. The hospitality of the Filipino people is another highlight of this trip. With a warm and welcoming culture, Filipinos make any visitor feel at home. This directly reflects the country's affordable cost of living, from accommodation to food. On more distant islands, it is possible to stay in seaside huts for a price that seems almost symbolic. And the local food, such as the famous adobo or the freshest seafood, is an affordable delight for all budgets, making the gastronomic experience unforgettable. If you love outdoor activities, the Philippines is the place for you. The islands offer a multitude of adventures, from diving in coral reefs to boat trips through hidden lagoons. And best of all, these activities, which in many places around the world would cost a fortune, can be done in the Philippines for surprisingly low prices. The archipelago is one of the best destinations for nature and sea lovers, who can explore without worrying about their budget. In addition to the natural beauty and hospitality, the Philippines still has the charm of its remote islands, where life moves at a more relaxed pace and prices are even more attractive. Exploring these islands is like going back in time, where simplicity and connection with nature prevail. And best of all, this can be done on a budget that allows you to make the most of it without worrying about the high costs of more popular tourist destinations. The Philippines is indeed a well-kept secret that every budget traveler should know about. Albania is a European jewel that few tourists know about, but which is starting to attract curious eyes from travelers looking for authentic and accessible destinations. Hidden between mountains and beaches, Albania offers a unique European experience, with charming cities, paradisiacal beaches, and a cost of living that makes it one of the cheapest options on the continent. Tirana, its capital, is a perfect example of this balance between the new and the traditional, with streets that tell stories and a vibrant nightlife. And best of all, you can explore all of this without having to spend a lot. Albania offers a coastline that leaves nothing to be desired when compared to more famous Mediterranean destinations. Beaches like Samil, with their crystal-clear waters and white sand, look like something out of a movie set. What makes Albania even more special is the fact that, unlike other European destinations, here you can relax on stunning beaches without the high costs normally associated with this type of paradise. From accommodation to food, everything is incredibly affordable, making Albania an irresistible option for those looking for natural beauty at a budget-friendly price. In addition to beaches, Albania is also rich in history and culture. Ancient cities like Berat and Gjirokastër, declared UNESCO World Heritage Sites, are a dive into the past, with preserved architecture and an atmosphere that makes you feel like you're in another time. And the best? Exploring these cities is extremely cheap, both in terms of attractions, food, and accommodation. Each meal is a journey through Albanian cuisine, which is simple yet delicious and affordable. All this makes Albania an unmissable destination for travelers looking for authenticity and economy. And if you're a fan of adventure, Albania offers spectacular mountains for hiking and outdoor activities. Theth National Park, for example, is one of Europe's best-kept secrets, with trails that reveal stunning landscapes. The most incredible thing is that all of these experiences can be had for a fraction of the cost you would find in other European destinations. Albania is, without a doubt, a place where nature, culture, and budget align perfectly to provide an unforgettable trip. Mexico is a country of contrasts, where rich colonial history blends with the natural beauty of stunning tropical beaches. The combination of cities full of culture and paradisiacal beaches makes Mexico an attractive destination for any type of traveler. And the most surprising thing is that you can explore all of this for an incredibly affordable cost. Colonial towns like San Cristobal de las Casas offer an authentic cultural immersion experience, where you can walk along cobblestone streets, discover centuries-old churches, and be enchanted by local crafts, all without having to spend a fortune. But Mexico isn't just about its colonial cities. Cancun, for example, is known worldwide for its white sand beaches and luxury resorts, but there is much more to it than package tours. If you go beyond the famous resorts, you'll find equally spectacular beaches for a fraction of the price. Places like Tulum and Playa del Carmen offer a combination of natural beauty and accessibility, where you can enjoy crystal-clear seas and a peaceful atmosphere without compromising your travel budget. Mexican food is another highlight. Known for its explosion of flavors, Mexican cuisine is a true feast for the senses, and best of all, you can enjoy this experience without spending a lot. Tacos, quesadillas, enchiladas, and many other delicacies are available at very affordable prices in street markets and local restaurants. Eating in Mexico is more than a necessity. It's a gastronomic adventure that fits perfectly into any traveler's budget. For those who want to explore the country in an economical way, transportation is another positive point in Mexico. With efficient and cheap bus systems, it is possible to travel from one city to another, visiting destinations ranging from the mountains to the coast without emptying your pockets. Whether exploring the pyramids of Teotihuacan, strolling the colorful streets of Guanajuato, or relaxing on the beaches of the Riviera Maya, Mexico offers an incredible variety of wallet-friendly experiences, making it one of the most affordable destinations in the Americas. Mexico is a country that offers an unparalleled cultural richness, as well as stunning beaches and colonial cities full of charm. Best of all, contrary to what many people think, traveling through Mexico can be extremely affordable. Places like San Cristobal de las Casas enchant with their cobblestone streets, colonial churches, and pleasant mountain climate. The feeling is of going back in time while exploring one of the most authentic and cheapest cities in the country. Every corner tells a story, and the cost of immersing yourself in this colonial world is surprisingly low. Mexico is also known for its tropical beaches, and destinations like Cancun and Tulum attract tourists from all over the world. However, there is much more to discover beyond the luxury resorts. For those looking to save money, there are several ways to explore the Mexican coast without spending a lot. Renting a bike in Tulum, for example, allows you to explore the Mayan ruins and stunning beaches at minimal cost. And at many public beaches, you can enjoy the sun and sea without having to pay for expensive resort amenities. The secret is knowing how to get around and making the most of accessible options. And, of course, we can't talk about Mexico without mentioning its incredible cuisine. Mexican food is known worldwide, but the authentic flavors are found at street stalls and local markets. Eating an authentic taco al pastor or a tamal is an experience that goes far beyond the taste. It is an immersion in Mexican culture. And the most incredible thing is that these delicacies are within reach of every budget. Eating well in Mexico is easy and cheap, and the diversity of dishes available at affordable prices makes the country a true paradise for food lovers. Getting around Mexico is also surprisingly affordable. With an extensive network of buses and public transport, it is possible to travel from one city to another without spending much. The well-maintained roads facilitate access to more remote regions where you can discover picturesque villages and landscapes that have not yet been touched by mass tourism. Traveling through Mexico is an experience of contrasts, from tropical beaches to colonial mountains, from luxury to the simple, all for a price that fits your budget. Hungary, with its capital Budapest, is one of the most charming and accessible destinations in Europe. Known as the Paris of the East, Budapest offers a unique mix of history, culture, and natural beauty, all at prices that will surprise any traveler. As you walk along the banks of the Danube River, you come across imposing buildings, such as the Hungarian Parliament and the thermal baths, where for a symbolic fee, you can relax in thermal pools that have existed for centuries. Best of all, this cultural wealth can be explored without spending much, making Hungary an unmissable destination for anyone who wants to immerse themselves in the essence of Europe without spending a lot. Budapest is famous for its thermal baths, and visiting one of them is an experience that cannot be missed on your itinerary. Places like Széchenyi or Gellért offer a unique opportunity to relax in thermal waters right in the city. And what's better, the price of entry is extremely affordable, allowing you to enjoy a royal treatment without having to break the bank. Furthermore, free city tours are common, with volunteer guides who share the history and secrets of Budapest, ensuring a cultural immersion that goes far beyond the monuments. Hungarian cuisine is also worth highlighting. Savoring a dish of goulash or paprikas in a local restaurant is an experience that pleases both the palate and the wallet. Street markets and food fairs are great places to try authentic Hungarian food, with delicious and cheap options. Eating well in Budapest is not the privilege of the rich. It is something that any traveler can do. The richness of flavors, combined with local hospitality, makes each meal an unforgettable experience. And if you want to explore more than just the capital, Hungary offers stunning countryside scenery, with charming villages and medieval castles that look straight out of fairy tales. The cost of getting around the country is very low, with efficient and cheap trains and buses, allowing you to see more of Hungary without major financial worries. Whether for the relaxing spas, the rich history, or the delicious cuisine, Hungary is a destination that goes far beyond expectations, and best of all, at incredible prices. Colombia is a destination that surprises with its diversity, offering a little of everything, from vibrant cities to impressive natural landscapes. Bogotá, the capital, is a fascinating mix of modern culture and history. Walking through its streets is like leafing through the pages of a book that narrates revolutions, art, and transformation. What makes Colombia even more attractive for travelers is the affordable cost of practically everything. With a modest budget, it is possible to explore its museums, markets, and historic squares, and also enjoy a rich and varied cuisine. Colombia is the kind of country that makes you want to discover more at every turn. But Colombia is not just about its cities. The exuberant nature is also an invitation for those looking for adventure and peace at the same time. Tayrona National Park, with its deserted beaches and forest trails, is one of the most beautiful places in the country, and the cost of exploring this tropical paradise is surprisingly low. For trail lovers, the mountains of Colombia offer unique experiences, with views that are worth every step. The feeling is of being in a country where nature is in its purest and most generous form, without the need to spend a fortune to enjoy it. Cartagena, with its colorful streets and Caribbean climate, is another Colombian jewel. Although it is a more tourist destination, it is still possible to experience the essence of the city at affordable prices. Cartagena's historic neighborhood, with its colonial walls and houses, offers a rich cultural experience, and you can easily walk its streets and get lost in history without spending anything. Tasting local cuisine in markets or simple restaurants is a delicious and cheap way to connect with the Caribbean culture that permeates the city. In addition to all this, Colombia also offers a climate of constant celebration. Festivals of music, dances, and local traditions are always present, and many of them are free or cost very little to attend. Traveling through Colombia is a complete sensory experience. The sounds of the cities, the aromas of the cuisine, the landscapes that change with each region, all of this makes the country an explosion of life and color. And the best of all is that, as it is an accessible destination, any traveler can indulge in this immersion without worrying about expenses. Egypt is a country that fascinates travelers from all over the world with its rich history and ancient monuments. From the iconic pyramids of Giza to the legendary River Nile, Egypt offers a unique travel experience that combines adventure, culture, and mystery. And surprisingly, all of this can be experienced at prices that are affordable for most travelers. Visiting the pyramids, for example, is much cheaper than you might think. And this is a unique opportunity to be in front of one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, without having to spend a fortune. Egypt is a country that proves that you don't need to give up a dream trip because of your budget. The capital, Cairo, is a true melting pot of history and modernity. Between historic mosques, vibrant bazaars, and impressive museums, there's plenty to explore without breaking the bank. The Egyptian Museum, for example, houses incredible treasures from ancient Egyptian civilization, and the admission price is incredibly affordable, allowing you to delve into pharaonic history without major financial worries. And for those who like to experience local culture, street markets offer not only exotic products, but also delicious and cheap meals that are a real explosion of flavors. But Egypt is not just history and cities. The Red Sea, for example, is one of the best diving destinations in the world, with crystal clear waters and vibrant marine life. And unlike many other diving destinations, prices in Egypt are surprisingly low, allowing even travelers on a budget to enjoy this unique experience. In addition to diving, the beaches of the Red Sea offer the tranquility and beauty that tourists are looking for, and all this at a cost that makes Egypt one of the most attractive destinations for those looking to combine adventure and economy. Egyptian cuisine is also a strong point for those who want to spend little and eat well. Traditional dishes such as koshari, a delicious mixture of rice, lentils, and noodles, are sold at street stalls for extremely affordable prices. Eating in Egypt is cheap and tasty, and each meal is a chance to connect even more with the local culture. Traveling through Egypt is a complete immersion in the history and culture of a country that enchants with the grandeur of its attractions and the affordable price it offers to travelers from all over the world. Georgia is one of those countries that surprise even the most experienced traveler. Located at the crossroads between Europe and Asia, Georgia is a destination that offers a unique mix of stunning natural landscapes, rich history, and vibrant culture, all at affordable prices. Tbilisi, its capital, is a city that enchants with its architecture that ranges from medieval buildings to modernist buildings, creating a unique atmosphere. Walking through the streets of Tbilisi is like taking a trip back in time, and the most surprising thing is that all of this can be done without spending a lot. Georgia is a true hidden treasure for those looking for new discoveries without compromising their budget. Georgian cuisine is another reason to visit the country. Traditional dishes such as khachapuri, a type of bread stuffed with cheese, and khinkali, delicious meat dumplings, are affordable and extremely tasty. Eating well in Georgia is not expensive, and each meal is an immersion in the authentic flavors that reflect the country's rich culture. Furthermore, Georgian wines, which are among the oldest in the world, are an attraction in themselves. The winemaking tradition in Georgia is ancient, and you can taste high-quality local wines at prices that are almost unthinkable in other parts of the world. The nature of Georgia is another spectacle in itself. The country is blessed with towering mountains, lush green valleys, and picturesque villages that seem straight out of a fairy tale. The Caucasus Mountains, with their snow-capped peaks, offer breathtaking trails, and the cost to explore these natural wonders is incredibly low. For adventurers, Georgia is a paradise that offers everything from peaceful walks to challenging climbs, always with breathtaking landscapes. And best of all, this experience of deep contact with nature does not require large investments. In addition to the capital and natural beauty, Georgia is also known for the hospitality of its people. Georgians have a tradition of welcoming travelers with open arms, and this is reflected in the travel experience. Accommodation is affordable, and you will often have the opportunity to stay in small family guest houses where the service is personalized and warm. The cost of a trip to Georgia is as attractive as the country itself, and every moment spent there will be a surprising discovery of how a place can offer so much for so little. Traveling cheap is an art that anyone can learn, and with some practical tips, you can save even more during your adventures around the world. One of the most effective strategies is to take advantage of airline ticket promotions. With the number of specialized applications and websites, today it is much easier to find flights with significant discounts. Tools like price alerts and frequent flyer programs are powerful allies to ensure you spend as little as possible on tickets. Planning ahead or being willing to fly at alternative times can also make a big difference to your budget. Another valuable trick is to use apps that help you find cheap hosting and creative alternatives. Platforms like Airbnb and Couchsurfing allow you to stay in local residents' homes for lower prices or even for free. In addition to saving money, you also have the opportunity to live like a local and discover interesting facts about the country in a more authentic way. For those who prefer a little more comfort, hostels and inns also offer great options, combining affordable prices with the chance to meet other travelers. Traveling in the low season is another surefire way to save. During the months outside of school holidays or festive periods, prices for tickets, accommodation, and even tourist attractions drop drastically. This not only allows you to save money, but also avoids the crowds of tourists, providing a more relaxed and immersive experience. And if you know how to plan well, the low season can reveal a different side of destinations that you wouldn't see during periods of high demand. Finally, never underestimate the power of loyalty, miles, and points. Many credit cards offer points accumulation programs that can be exchanged for airline tickets, accommodation, or even discounts at restaurants and stores during your trip. By using these tools strategically, you can save much more than you imagine. Traveling cheap does not mean giving up comfort or unforgettable experiences. It means planning wisely and using all resources to your advantage, making each trip a more affordable investment. Lesser-known countries hold secrets that can transform your travel experience. While the most popular destinations are flooded with tourists, off-the-radar countries offer rare authenticity and significant savings. But why are these destinations so much cheaper? The secret is the lack of demand. With fewer tourists, prices naturally fall, from air tickets to accommodation and meals. This creates a unique opportunity for those who want to explore new cultures, landscapes, and traditions without the burden of high costs. And the experience is much more enriching when you have the country almost to yourself. Exploring less popular places also means immersing yourself in genuine cultural immersion. Instead of following the flow of tourists, you'll have the chance to experience the locals' true rhythm of life. Interactions are more personal, and hospitality tends to be even warmer. In the markets, on the streets, and in the villages, you discover interesting facts about the country that you wouldn't find in a crowded tourist destination. These places allow a deeper connection with culture, making every moment memorable, and best of all, at a much more affordable price. Finding these destinations is easier than it seems. With a little research, you can discover countries that are growing in the tourist scene but still offer low prices and authentic experiences. Use travel blogs, traveler forums, and social media to find recommendations for off-the-beaten-path destinations. Often, the best adventures happen when you go off the beaten path and allow yourself to experience something new, unexpected, and surprisingly cheap. Places like Georgia, Albania, or even some African countries have offered incredible experiences at prices that no one could imagine. By exploring these lesser-known countries, you not only save money, but you also experience experiences that few have had the privilege of experiencing. These destinations are an opportunity to get out of the ordinary and find a world of curiosities about countries that have not yet been discovered by the masses. And by the end of the trip, you'll realize that these little hidden gems offer more than just savings. They offer stories that will stay with you forever. And who knows, the next secret you discover will be one that no one else knows about. Eating well while traveling doesn't have to mean spending a lot. In fact, in many countries, the most authentic and delicious food is far from expensive restaurants and closer to local streets and markets. One of the best ways to save is to follow the locals' habit, exploring the street food markets. There, you will find dishes full of flavor, made with fresh ingredients and at prices that fit any budget. In addition to being cheaper, this type of experience brings a direct connection with local culture, allowing you to discover interesting facts about the country through its flavors. Avoiding tourist restaurants is also an effective way to save money and eat well. Generally, these establishments offer Western dishes at inflated prices, and the quality often does not correspond to the amount paid. Choosing restaurants frequented by locals is a simple but powerful strategy. In these places, you will find typical meals, prepared with care and served in generous portions for a fair price. Just ask locals or use apps that recommend the most authentic and affordable restaurants. Local fairs and markets are another secret for those who want to eat well and cheaply. In many countries, these markets offer fresh fruit, traditional snacks, and even full meals for ridiculous prices. In addition to saving, you will have the chance to talk to sellers and learn more about local production. These interactions are a window into understanding how people live, what they consume, and how they relate to food. It's the perfect way to experience day-to-day life in the country you're visiting, without weighing down your pocket. Street food is a staple in many destinations around the world, and ignoring these options would be missing out on an essential part of the travel experience. Whether it's paella on the streets of Valencia, a taco in a market in Mexico, or an aromatic curry on the street corners of Thailand, these dishes have something in common. They're delicious and extremely cheap. Traveling by taste is one of the most enjoyable ways to discover a new country, and with a little curiosity and courage, you can eat very well without compromising your budget. Traveling safely is as important as saving money, and these two concerns often go hand in hand. Choosing countries that offer a good infrastructure for tourists and that have a low cost of living is the key to a peaceful trip without major financial worries. One of the best ways to ensure safety and savings is to plan each step of the trip well, avoiding areas that may be less safe and making the most of what the destination has to offer without having to spend a lot. Security starts with information, and with today's technology, being well-informed is easier than ever. Before traveling, it is essential to plan health and travel insurance expenses. Although it is an initial expense, investing in good insurance can prevent large losses in the future. Many destinations offer quality medical care at an affordable price, but it's always best to be prepared for unforeseen events. Additionally, apps that offer information about the destination, such as safety alerts and safe route recommendations, are valuable tools for maintaining peace of mind throughout the journey. Traveling safely also means traveling more economically, avoiding problems that could generate unexpected costs. For those who want to save even more and feel secure at the same time, there are applications that facilitate communication and planning anywhere in the world. Translation apps, for example, help break down language barriers, allowing you to better interact with residents and understand interesting facts about the country. Other apps offer offline maps and safety tips, essential for getting around in areas where internet may be scarce. These digital tools ensure that you are always in control of the situation, even in unfamiliar places. Another way to travel safely and economically is to choose between traveling alone or in a group. Traveling alone can be cheaper and provide greater freedom, but traveling in a group also has its economic advantages. Many destinations offer group discounts on tourist activities, transport, and even accommodation. Furthermore, being accompanied increases the feeling of security, especially in areas that you don't yet know well. Whatever your choice, the important thing is to always plan carefully, ensuring that the trip is as safe as it is economical. Immersing yourself in a country's culture is one of the most rewarding parts of any trip, and best of all, many of these experiences don't cost anything. Museums and art galleries around the world often offer free entry days or special discounts, allowing you to explore the artistic and historical heart of the destination without spending a fortune. Cities like London and Paris, for example, offer a wide variety of free museums, while others, like New York, have affordable options with specific free entry days. These opportunities are an incredible way to experience local culture without breaking the bank. In addition to museums, many destinations offer free outdoor concerts and festivals. In Europe, during the summer, it is common to find concerts and dance performances in public squares, where local artists show their talent to crowds. In Japan, traditional festivals occur throughout the year, offering a window into local culture in an authentic and free way. These events are perfect for those who want to get to know the traditions and customs of a country up close, without paying anything for it. It's a way to experience the essence of the place without spending a penny. Free guided walks are also an excellent option for those who want to explore a city and learn more about its history. In several cities around the world, there are groups of volunteer guides who offer tours of the most important tourist attractions based on voluntary contributions at the end of the tour. This means that you can learn in depth the history and interesting facts about the country, while adjusting the price according to your budget. These walks are a practical and economical way to discover new places and immerse yourself in local culture. In addition to all this, it is possible to connect with the local culture simply by observing people's daily lives. Walking through markets, squares, and busy streets offers a true immersion in the country's daily life, and this experience, in addition to being free, can be richer than any paid tourist attraction. Traveling is, above all, about absorbing the essence of a place, and often, the most valuable moments cost nothing. Just open your eyes and let yourself be enveloped by the life around you. Choosing the best season to travel is one of the most effective ways to save money and still make the most of the experience at your destination. Traveling outside of high seasons, when prices for air tickets, hotels, and attractions drop significantly, is a smart strategy for those looking to explore the world without spending a lot. Avoiding holidays, school holidays, and local events is one way to ensure that you will have access to much friendlier prices. Additionally, Traveling outside of high season offers an additional advantage: fewer tourists, which provides a calmer and more authentic experience at the destination. Each country has its own seasons and tourism peaks, so figuring out when the best time to visit is can vary greatly from one destination to another. In some places like Europe, summer is the busiest and most expensive time, while spring and autumn offer pleasant weather and much lower prices. In tropical destinations such as Southeast Asia, the monsoon period can bring lower prices, but it is important to be aware of the weather conditions and prepare accordingly. The key is to do your research and find the balance between pleasant weather and savings. Traveling in the off-season isn't just about saving money. It's also an opportunity to see the country in a different light. In many destinations, the landscapes and attractions are even more beautiful when they are not crowded with tourists. Imagine walking the streets of historic cities or exploring idyllic beaches without the crowds. This is the kind of experience that the low season offers. Furthermore, you will have more chances to interact with local residents and get to know the culture in a more intimate way, as the pace of the place tends to be more relaxed. Another advantage of choosing the best season to travel is the possibility of taking advantage of festivities and cultural events that do not occur during periods of high demand. When traveling in the off-season, you can discover traditional celebrations and authentic experiences that aren't on most tourists' radars. And all this at a much more affordable cost. Planning your trip according to the right seasons not only guarantees savings, but also a richer and more immersive experience, without the pressure of high prices and crowds. Finding comfortable and affordable accommodation is one of the biggest challenges for those who want to travel without spending a lot. But there are smart ways to save money without giving up comfort. Hostels, inns, and Airbnbs are great options for those who want something more economical and at the same time welcoming. In hostels, for example, you can find private rooms at much lower prices than traditional hotels, as well as common areas where you can socialize with other travelers. Airbnbs offer the advantage of staying in self-catering apartments, often in residential neighborhoods, which provides a more authentic and peaceful experience. Another tip for saving on accommodation is to opt for boutique hotels, which, although smaller and simpler than large hotel chains, generally offer excellent value for money. These hotels tend to be located in more central or charming areas, and their personalized service can make you feel at home. Many of them offer breakfast included, which helps you save even more on your travel budget. The secret is to research well and find these hidden treasures that combine comfort, charm, and affordable prices. If you are willing to go beyond traditional options, Couchsurfing is an interesting and extremely economical alternative. The platform connects travelers with locals willing to offer a place to stay for free. In addition to saving on accommodation, Couchsurfing provides a unique cultural immersion, allowing you to get to know the host's lifestyle and discover interesting facts about the country in a deeper way. Of course, it's always important to research well and choose hosts with good reviews, ensuring that the experience is safe and comfortable. Another effective way to save money without sacrificing comfort is to stay outside the tourist centers. Often, more remote neighborhoods offer cheaper and equally comfortable accommodation. Furthermore, this choice can provide a more authentic experience, away from the tourist hustle and bustle and closer to the locals' daily life. The good news is that, with public transport or transport apps, it's easy to get to the main attractions without spending a lot. Planning the location of your accommodation well can make all the difference to your budget without compromising the quality of your stay. Getting around cheaply is essential for anyone looking to save money while traveling, and many destinations offer a range of affordable options. Public transport, for example, is one of the most economical ways to travel within a city or country. In many places, buses and subways run efficiently and at very low prices. Cities like Lisbon, Istanbul, and Bangkok have public transport networks that cover almost all tourist attractions, allowing you to explore the destination while spending very little. In addition to being economical, using public transport is a way to experience the city like a local. For shorter distances, renting a bicycle or scooter has become a popular and inexpensive alternative. In flatter cities or cities with good infrastructure for cyclists, such as Amsterdam or Copenhagen, it is possible to rent a bike for an affordable price and still enjoy a ride in the open air. In Asian destinations such as Thailand and Vietnam, scooter rentals are common and extremely cheap, allowing you complete freedom to explore your surroundings at your own pace. Furthermore, this type of transport provides a more immersive experience, allowing you to appreciate the scenery around you. For those traveling between neighboring cities or countries, buses and trains remain the most economical options. In Europe, the railway system is well developed and offers special passes that allow you to travel across several countries at a fixed cost. In other parts of the world, such as South America or Asia, buses are an extremely affordable option, with long-distance travel for incredibly low prices. And with the comfort of modern buses, often equipped with Wi-Fi and reclining seats, the journey becomes part of the adventure, and not just a means of getting around. Finally, using carpooling and shared transportation apps like BlaBlaCar can be a smart way to save even more. These services connect travelers with drivers already heading in the same direction, sharing the costs of the trip. In addition to being cheaper than renting a car or taking a taxi, you have the chance to meet local people or other travelers, making your journey more social and interesting. Traveling cheap is a matter of choice, and with so many affordable options, it's easy to explore the world without breaking your budget. Planning unforgettable activities during your trip doesn't have to mean spending a lot. In many destinations, there are free or low-cost excursions and tours that offer unique experiences. Trails, guided walks, and visits to national parks are great examples of activities that provide direct contact with nature and local culture, without weighing on your pocket. Cities like Rio de Janeiro, with its trails to Corcovado Mountain and Sugarloaf Mountain, or Torres del Paine National Park in Chile, offer breathtaking scenery, and best of all, most of these activities are free or have a symbolic cost. Exploring trails and beaches is also a way to guarantee memorable activities without paying a lot. Many beaches around the world, especially in destinations like Southeast Asia and Central America, have no entry fees and offer paradisiacal landscapes. The secret is knowing where to find these hidden gems, far from the best-known tourist spots. Trails in natural parks, which lead to waterfalls or panoramic views, are another example of how to make the most of nature without having to spend on expensive excursions. Living authentic cultural experiences can also be accessible. Many countries offer traditional festivals, fairs, and events that cost nothing to attend. In India, for example, religious festivities are often open to the public, allowing you to integrate into the local culture without spending a penny. Additionally, visiting traditional markets and fairs is an incredible way to experience local life. There, you can observe the daily lives of the residents, discover interesting facts about the country, and, if you're lucky, find typical products and foods at very low prices. If you are a fan of adventure sports, many activities can also be done at affordable prices. In countries such as Nepal, Peru, and Indonesia, sports such as trekking, rafting, and even diving can be organized for much lower prices than those practiced in other tourist destinations. With planning and willingness to get off the traditional route, it is possible to find guides and local companies that offer economical packages for these activities. The important thing is to remember that, with a little research, it is possible to experience great adventures and create unforgettable memories without compromising your travel budget. Local culture has a direct impact on the cost of a trip, and understanding this dynamic could be the secret to saving even more. In many countries, the simple lifestyle of local residents results in lower prices for essential products and services. Places where local commerce is strong, such as farmers' markets and small neighborhood stores, offer fresh, artisanal products at much more affordable prices than large supermarket chains. Tourists who adapt to local customs and practices end up spending less, while connecting more authentically with the destination's culture. Hospitality is also an important aspect in many cultures and can directly impact your costs. In countries like Georgia or Albania, for example, locals have a habit of welcoming travelers with open arms, often offering free meals or even accommodation. This welcoming tradition, present in many parts of the world, especially in less touristy regions, can be a pleasant surprise for travelers looking to save money and have authentic experiences. By meeting local people, you have the chance to be immersed in family and cultural traditions, without spending anything other than your willingness to learn and get involved. Another cultural factor that affects travel costs is the lifestyle of rural communities. In many destinations, especially in Asia and Latin America, rural areas offer a simple, self-sustainable life, which is reflected in incredibly low prices for food, transport, and even accommodation. Many travelers who venture outside of big cities discover that the simplicity of these regions is the true treasure, where contact with nature and cultural authenticity provide unforgettable and inexpensive experiences. Respecting local culture is also a way to save money. In many countries, the act of negotiating is a common and expected practice in markets and fairs. Learning to bargain politely and respectfully can help reduce costs while adapting to local customs. Additionally, choosing services and products provided by small, local merchants or families rather than large chains not only helps you save money, but also directly supports the economy of the country you are visiting. This is a way to travel consciously and economically, while creating a positive impact on local communities. When traveling, it's easy to fall into tourist traps that can end up consuming a large part of your budget. One of the most common pitfalls is inflated prices in tourist areas. Restaurants, souvenir shops, and even tourist attractions tend to increase prices when they are close to famous tourist attractions. The solution is simple. Explore beyond these busy areas. Often, just a few blocks away from the main attractions, you will find restaurants and shops frequented by locals where prices are much fairer and the quality of service is even better. Another common mistake is paying too much for organized tours and tours that you can take on your own. Many agencies offer highly priced tour packages for visits to points of interest that are easily accessible by public transport or on foot. Before booking any tour, research whether there are cheaper or even free alternatives. Volunteer-guided walks, for example, are available in many cities around the world and are led by local guides who are deeply knowledgeable about the history and culture of the region. When it comes to souvenir shopping, tourists often pay more than they should. Craft fairs and stores close to tourist attractions tend to charge prices well above what the products are actually worth. The ideal is to research where residents shop or look for local markets less explored by tourists. In addition to saving, you will have the chance to find more authentic and higher quality products. And remember, in many countries, negotiating the price is a common and expected practice, so don't be afraid to try to get a polite discount. Finally, another trap that can drain your money is hidden services and fees. From service fees in restaurants to additional charges for accommodation and transport, it is important to always check all the details before closing any deal. Be clear when asking about the costs involved and, if possible, avoid companies or services that are not transparent about their prices. With a little attention and planning, you can avoid these pitfalls and ensure your money is well spent on experiences and products that are truly worth it. Traveling the world is not a privilege reserved only for the richest. Today, with planning, smart choices, and a little curiosity, it is possible to explore incredible destinations while spending much less than you imagine. Countries that once seemed unreachable are now within reach of everyone, from first-time backpackers to the most experienced travelers. The true value of a trip is not in the amount of money invested, but in the experiences lived, the cultures discovered, and the memories created along the way. Each of the countries we've explored so far proves that it's possible to have a trip rich in culture, adventure, and discovery without breaking the bank. Whether diving in the crystal-clear waters of the Philippines, hiking the historic ruins of Guatemala, or exploring the vibrant cities of Colombia, the world is full of places that offer a lot for little. Traveling economically does not mean giving up comfort or great experiences. It actually means enjoying the best the world has to offer, in a conscious and accessible way. It is important to remember that planning makes all the difference. With the right tips and well-thought-out choices, you can maximize your budget and have the trip of your dreams, whether to popular destinations or tourism's best-kept secrets. The key is to be open to possibilities, look for creative alternatives, and, above all, prioritize experience over expenses. The world is vast and full of opportunities for those who are willing to explore it in an intelligent and economical way. So, now that you know how you can travel to these incredible countries without spending a fortune, why not start planning your next adventure? The world is waiting for you, full of stories, flavors, and landscapes you never imagined you would know. And best of all, it's within your reach, even on a tight budget. The adventure is out there. Just take the first step.
Hey explorers, if you love discovering the amazing curiosities and stories we share here on Exploring Nations, how about supporting the channel with just $1? This small gesture can make a big difference and is essential to keep this content going. Without your support, our journey might be cut short. And there's more. When you shop on Amazon, use our special link. It costs you nothing extra, plus you get an exclusive discount and it helps us out a lot. The links for donations and Amazon are pinned in the first comment. Don't let this adventure stop, we're counting on you. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like, and drop us a comment.